Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of official Naija FPL. We've gotten to Gameweek 4 already. Gameweek 3 has pretty much been test weeks. I'm sure from now on, we'll start to separate the men from the boys. You know what I mean? Like the Salvies from the Algoton days. If you know what I mean. Guys, welcome back. I think this will be a very interesting episode.
Yeah.
I'm just going to introduce the people. I mean, Salvy, everybody knows Salvy FC now.
Always.
Best of the one-eyed king in the city of the blind. In the Yard Boys blind. And then I brought two eyes here, guys. So that's Okpe 2C tall.
Tall to see.
Tall to see. Okpe is one of the best FPL players I know. What's your highest points? You're one time something in Nigeria, true?
Worldwide rank was 34k. That was in
100,000. Wow.
Yeah.
34k.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
That's 2020-2021 season.
Wow. That's a great one. This
world rank.
is world class.
So we don't joke.
Oscar was for Nigeria number one.
I mean, that's fine. But it wasn't at the end of the season.
Yeah, at some point.
At some point, yeah. I mean, that's fine. So, of course, you know that you're going to be getting the best analysis, the best tips for Gameweek 4 and ahead, because I'm sure some people here are going to tell us, don't just look at Gameweek 4 alone, also look at what the fixtures are ahead and everything. But before we get into what we're going to do for Gameweek 4, we're going to do a review. Before we get into the preview, we're going to do a review of how our last game week was. That's game week 3. It looks to be like a low-scoring game week. But some people got it to something point.
Because they captain someone differential. Maybe Saka. Some people went for Sterling. There's no way it's something point without having the right captain.
I mean, some people have cash.
So imagine having cash and captain Sterling. I mean, you cash out.
So let's start with Okpe Tall to see. Tell us what your team was like.
So last game week was a terrible one for me. For the player that delivered most for me, I was actually disappointed with Watkins because I expected him to score.
Out of 4 goals,
he didn't score anything, so he only got 1 assist. So I was disappointed. Even Halland also disappointed me after he missed his penalty, but at least he gave me some form of consolation by scoring another goal. Then I was a bit disappointed too with Mitoma, but generally it was not a good day for Brighton.
At all.
So that was just all about my game week. It was not really a
So
good
with all
game week
these
for me.
strong names that you have called, how many points did you finish on?
I had 36 points.
36 points.
Yeah.
That's an average of 3 per player, right? Okay. So before I move to Salvy, I'll just run through something, right? So I was just looking at the most picked players in fantasy these days, yeah. So we have Halland. Of course, Halland is number 1. He's in 91.3% of teams, right? We have Saka. Saka is in 6.4%, and I'm pretty surprised about that because I almost think that Saka is in every team as well. I don't see him as a differential. I'm doing this so that we can understand differentials later on, right? We have Estupinan, who is on 64.3%, very close to Saka. We have Mitoma, 42.6%, Rashford, 39.3%, Rashford.
But give him 2 assists.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so Estupinian is actually going to go out very soon. We have Chilwell, 32.7%. Trippier, that's what I'm surprised. Trippier is still on 31.2%. Isak. I don't know the confidence people used to buy Isak because of the whole
Wilson.
But I mean, Isak is also up there with 28.8%. I don't think this is starting to change from being differentials.
Yeah.
Right. Saliba is on 28.3% of most people's teams. Onana is the number 1 goalkeeper. He's on 27% of teams, and Areola is on 26.7% of teams. So you notice that people have Onana and Areola because of to balance their goalkeeper prizes. And then so I'll just stop with Salah. Maybe I should stop 3 under. Salah is on 26.6%. Mbeumo is on 25.2%, and Watkins is on 23.5%. It's funny how some of the players I don't think should be in the top are in the top, like Trippier and Watkins. But
so Salah is more like so for the mini leagues now you have Salah and in pops it gives an edge because like a mini differential somehow.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have Salah because they feel it's not giving
because
as
of
many
funds
points as possible, and again because it's expensive.
Okay, Salvi, what was your team like? Godfather.
That trained me now. People that give me points, Diaby was my differential.
Diaby from Aston Villa.
Yeah, my first game he gave me 7 points. Third game week gave me 12 points. So that helped my game. Every other person, Salah 5 points, while Halland, worldwide captain. So I had some little points here and there, but my differential was Diaby. So Diaby and this guy from Chelsea, they really gave me like 20 points or thereabouts. So that was what
from Chelsea goes
Colwill.
Okay.
Colwill, yeah. So those are my game week saver. So now I have 55 points.
Wow.
Yeah.
55 points.
Wow.
It's just, I didn't score so high.
That's a massive score for that game week.
You say so, but hey.
For game week.
Okay, so I'll just go through mine. I did one under.
Yeah,
one under you, so I stopped on 54 points. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, I had Sanchez. I think Sanchez is going to keep a lot of clean sheets because of how Chelsea plays these days, and they have pretty strong defenders. And so I doubled on Chelsea defenders. So I have Chilwell as well. I think Chilwell will still do better than Gusto at the end of the day, but because I noticed that people are rushing to go for Gusto, but I don't know how smart that is. Because and I heard that James is coming back.
James will be back by September.
I had a choice to pick between Henry and Henry of Brentford and Udogie, right?
Okay.
And for some funny reason, I put Udogie on the bench because
points,
I didn't want to have 3 Tottenham players in my team. Because you know what Tottenham is, right?
Shit.
I know what shit is, right? Right. So I put Udogie on the bench. I'm paying for that because he had 12 points, but Henry had 2 points and he was in my team. White 1 point. Saka 8 points. I don't think Saka has gotten to full, but because the penalty saved us. Yeah. Foden 4 points. Foden didn't start. Came in 4 points. Richarlison. I'm saying I have more faith in Richarlison than he has on himself.
You believe him more than him?
I believe him more than him. I'm telling you, it's crazy. No, I sold him for Gameweek 4. You won't blame me. You understand?
Is that ever cheap?
And then Maddison is I didn't see Maddison on that list, and I would have thought that Maddison would be on that most owned list. Yeah. I didn't see him there, but Maddison gave me 10 points. Nicholas Jackson gave me 7 points. Somebody else that people are actually saying I should keep on, but I think I also want to sell him because I've watched his play, right? Chelsea's going to have a lot of opportunities, but I'm still not. I think he's still a rookie.
Is that a clinical?
Jackson. Yeah, Jackson. I'll say, but all FPL tips to tell you keep Jackson because of Chelsea's fixtures and their run, right? And then Wisa 2 points, Halland 8 points. So I finished on 54. Right, just before we go in, the reason I'm talking about this Chelsea thing is because you can only have 3 Chelsea players. Yeah. A couple of people have Sanchez, so I do have Sanchez. I have Chilwell. Most teams have at least 1 Chelsea defender, right? And then I have Jackson, so I'll use my Chelsea. But you know that we have to bring in Sterling now.
Yeah.
So.
but so anyway, for me, I'm thinking that I should not just. I try to join bandwagon because I don't make too many transfers.
Yeah.
Take points with it. And number 2. Selling is now more expensive than it was before. So when you keep doing that, it's an unbalanced. So I had Gabriel before last game week. He dropped 4.9. So on Sunday night, I was like, you know what? Let me just sell this guy quickly. So I sold him and I brought in another player. So
9 way.
So before the next day, by the next day, it's now 4.8. So I bought someone that was. Gabriel.
Okay.
So the way I sold him that day before, because the way the players are dropping and rising these days, it's kind of
you need to make your decisions early.
Very, very early. That's what it is.
Early. So I wasn't on the last episode, but I saw a short clips of something Salvi said. Although Salvi advises what he doesn't do, and that's we've gotten used to it over the years. You understand? But I just want to pull it out that it's not us he's deceiving. It's deceiving the thousands of people that get to listen to us, right? So I just want to see if you guys will listen to him right now. Right? He said something about Halland, and I think it's still a topic. Like, do you think Halland is still the best captain choice?
I mean, right now, I'm pretty. So last game, just because they were playing in a newly promoted side, I thought probably it would pop. But if it was someone else, if they're playing another player, another team in Premiership, I'd have gone for someone like Saka.
But he had above. He had his XG was above 2.
Yeah, of course it was. But I mean, I don't know.
It was about 3 or something.
So I think so. Foden not starting, De Bruyne out. When you know those players on the pitch, it's difficult for Halland. We have some chances, but it will be all those chances that he has to scrap for, But when there's Halland, when there's De Bruyne gives him the ball. He's on the plates.
I think I agree with Salvi. Man City are struggling with creating chances these days because you are playing a Alvarez with an Halland in the attack. So who is going to create? Kovacic is not really good at creating chances. No. Grealish is not really good at creating chances. And Foden that was expected to start the game, the last game. I do have it De Bruyne. So I think Halland is not getting enough chances. So I think that's a problem.
Okay, so just to key into your thinkings. Will you guys captain Halland next game week? Let's key into this thinking.
I think I'll just give him a chance. I'll give him a chance. You know me. I'm very
okay. So you do what you don't believe in.
Okay. I'll also stick with him.
You will stick with him.
Yeah,
with all these advices.
I will stick with him.
I'll stick with him. No, but hey, 40 million. If you have 40 million, but it's captain every game week, it's expensive.
So I was thinking, if we think Halland is just going to be giving us the odd goal or the one goal every game week, right? Different from the kind of confidence we had last season. Do you think it's a Nunez season?
Nunez, Darwin.
Mm-hmm.
His coming was very good last game week. Came in, scored 2 important goals, and it was clinical. But Nunez, so when he came, even last season when he started, he didn't start badly. But can he sustain it throughout
the tempo?
One, then there's competition for Liverpool. So he might start a game now. He will score 1 goal. 75 minutes, he'll sub him off. They have so many attackers. So that's my plan with Nunez. I need a 90 minutes player that can be giving me points regularly. So I can't really bank on Nunez, to be honest, for now.
But what do you think?
For me, I don't think I'll bank on Nunez because I don't think he's more of a starter as he stands now. Although he scored 2 goals in the last game, but I'm not really convinced about that.
So you won't take. Okay, so we know that there's a confusion between Nunez and Jota, and who starts and everything.
Even Gakpo, please as a 9.
So you will not take a gamble on a 7.3 million player who started at 7.5 and who we know that there's a gain there and is about to get into his
strike.
Yeah. You won't do it.
I won't because of playing time. Yeah. I'd rather go for someone that has playing time.
I'm worried about that also.
Worry about what exactly?
Playing time.
How many minutes will you play every game week? Are you sure you play 90 minutes? Will you start? All those, so I don't want all those struggle, all those reasons that when I'm sure, when I see a pattern, then I'll decide. But right now, I can't. It's too early to.
So they have a lot of players in that position, and they'll be playing Europa League. They'll be playing Carabao Cup. So there will be a lot of shuffling in that position. Gakpo, Nunez, Jota.
Okay, guys, you're hearing everything from the experts, right? You're hearing every single thing from the experts. They say even though Nunez, Sean, be careful, be very careful with Nunez. They are telling you they're still going to go with Halland, but it's neither here or there. And they're telling you that the Man City team is not as creative as it should be, and they are less on creativity, and that the Liverpool team will be affected by the cameo in Europe. Is that all we're saying?
For now.
All right, guys. We'll be right back. Soak this in. We have a lot more to bring in the second phase. We're going to be looking at our winners' teams. We're going to talk about captain choices. We're going to talk about what we expect, like a preview of the next game week, which is why we're here, right? All right, guys. Welcome back. Yeah. So we're in the second segment of official Naija FPL, the review, the analysis, and all for game week 4. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles. It's everywhere on the screen. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. It's official Naija FPL. And let's build this community and make it the biggest it is in Africa, right?
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about game week 4. So, Okwe, guess what? Yeah, I'll come back to Salvy. Guess what? Yeah, sometimes I don't know whether I want to be excited about official Nigeria or not because there are wizards in that place.
No.
Wizards and witches.
No.
Do you know the top 3 for Gameweek 3? While all of us are here talking about 50-something points, and I mean, Salvy was proud about that thing.
I was even talking. I was here talking about 36
Yeah,
points.
you're talking about 36 points.
There's someone in
And
the studio, not recording, but he had 23 points.
You know what trips me about that guy? He has a strong name. Agwotorumbe. You know what it means? It's a warrior kind of name. But his FPL points are like feathers. You know what I mean? And guess what? The last podcast, I was not here. The guy, he loves to stab from behind. I don't even understand.
I already explained to you why now.
You did? Okay. So we let it go. So I mean, last game week was crazy. I saw the top 3 and I'm like, who are these guys? Yeah, we tried to get them on, but we couldn't get them on. It would have been good for them to talk on this show. But I'm gonna analyze number 1. But Vhybez in game week 3 was something else. 93 points. How do you fetch 93 points that kind of game week?
Wow.
Right? And 21 void, wasn't ready to void anything. You understand? He had 86 points. And guess how awesome FC was? 84 points.
How do you do these things?
Are you sure they're not the right people to sit down here? This is it's crazy. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations and all. Please, guys, for everybody watching, please try as much as you can. Yeah, because we have a few people who haven't filled the Google sheet so that we can do payouts, right? One of the things that we're happy about here is the fact that we can meet our obligations and have all of these payouts go out and all of that. So please, if you've won in this season, I think there were 1 or 2 people who haven't filled the Google sheet. Please fill the Google sheet and let's be able to pay you off, right? Thank you and congratulations again.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at Vhybez' team. He was number 1, right? So just going to run through his team and let's try and understand what his thinking is like. Okpe Salvy.
Yeah.
Right? So the guy had Edison, I mean 2 points, that's fine. Estupinian, 1 point. Again, understand why he has Edison and Estupinian. But everything that happened in his defense after Estupinian, the other 3 defenders, because he used 4 defenders, right? And you know, normally most fantasy players use 3 defenders, right? But he used 4. So Estupinian was the only bad one there. And then he had Gusto, Chilwell, and Cash. Gusto had 14 points, Cash had 17 points, and Chilwell had 6 points.
So he scored 38 points from his...
Salvy, explain this. How do you think
38 points back points.
Say the best form of attack is what?
Defense. So that's interesting. So he captain Halland. It's just Halland captain. And he still scored 92 points. It's amazing.
I mean, it's the defense line. Do you understand? What was the thinking behind Cash? Because a lot of people are just stuck to Chilwell, one Man City defender. There's no Man City defender here.
One Arsenal defender.
No Arsenal defender here. And all of that. So you're wondering, Cash did so well. 2 goals, right?
He cashed out.
Yeah, he cashed out. Then come to his midfield. Yeah, he had Diaby. I mean, Salvy wasn't the only one thinking about Diaby, apparently. Right?
Even had Gusto in defense.
Yeah, he had Gusto in defense, 14.
Wow.
And then he has Bruno Fernandes, who he kept the faith with.
True.
Just because I had Bruno Fernandes in previous weeks, and then I just couldn't see. I don't know. I don't think Man U is up for this season, but that's discussion for another day. And then he had the regular Saka, and then he had Foden as well. And then Watkins, I mean, give him 5 points, and Halland give captain points at defenders. Halland's double points. It's just imagine if he had captain cash. But congratulations again, Vhybez. I mean, it's literally, we should be able to put your name on marble whenever, for anybody that comes first in any week of official Naija FPL, because I won't lie to you, that thing is not easy. Yeah. All right, guys. So let's talk about the next game week.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? I'll run through what the kind of games we're looking at. Okay. Yeah. The Friday first kickoff. So remember it is Friday so that you can set your teams. You know, there's always this mistake about thinking that it will start on Saturday sometimes. Yeah. Is Luton versus West Ham. What do you think?
I think West Ham is going to win that game. And if you're going to look at a player from West Ham you can pick, or players you can pick, I think Paqueta is one of the players you can pick. Then you can also pick Antonio and Bowen. Those 3 players will give you points because I believe they will score a lot of goals in that match.
So you think it's worth bringing them into teams just because they're playing Luton?
Yes.
So what kind of players?
But we're not sure Kudus is going to start.
Okay.
We're not sure yet if he's going to start. So Antonio, Bowen, Paqueta, those 3 guys.
So in your team, which one are you bringing in?
You're putting me on the spot.
Which one are you bringing in your team?
Well, I might likely consider Bowen.
For who?
For AZ.
Okay.
AZ has not been doing very well for me.
Okay. That works. I don't think anything concerns us in Sheffield Everton.
No, leave those guys.
There's anything?
No.
But probably Sheffield defenders. I have one of them.
Baldock.
Yeah. And if you have, I can gamble on Everton defender too if you have one. So I have one of my keepers is Pickford. So I'm not sure I may start him or not, but it's an option for.
But for Sheffield to score against City and they played well against City, I think they'll score against Everton.
So
I think
keep a Sheffield defenders if you have them.
They'll score against Everton.
Alright, guys. So we have one of our important, host members of the official Naija FPL community. He decided to dial in today because he wanted to make sure that he was part of this episode today. You guys know Stickdatboi FC, everyday Stickdatboi, has really mad merchandise. You should Google that name and everything. And then, of course, he's also going to be behind the official Nigeria merchandise as well. So we're welcoming Stickdatboi. Stickdatboi, how you doing?
Yes, so good evening. Guys, I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're very well. You sound like a Chelsea fan.
Yes, so. Thanks for recognizing. Always a Chelsea fan.
So do you want to analyze what Chelsea Nottingham Forest will look like in FPL?
Say that again. Chelsea Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, that's the match for the game week. Do you want to analyze it from an FPL point of view?
Oh yeah. So from an FPL point of view, we know that Nottingham Forest have been banging in goals. Awoni has been in good form, and of course Chelsea. Even though we kept a clean sheet against Luton, that's Luton. I'll be expecting Nottingham to get a goal against Chelsea, and Raheem Sterling is in good form. I think if I'll be bringing in anybody in my midfield, it will be Raheem Sterling. It's in good form too. So that game I'll be predicting both teams to score. I don't know. I'm gonna go both teams to score.
How many corners? All right. So Sticky, if you're gonna choose 3 players from both teams, just not 3 players per team, 3 players from that match, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest for FPL, who would the 3 players be?
Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, I'll go with Sterling. I'll go with Awoni and maybe a Malo Gusto or a Jackson.
Okay, so I'll prefer you say Jackson because you've already chosen Awoni to deplete Gusto, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Please keep listening in. We're here together and all of that. We wanted to have a video of you before, but I'm sure we'll do that next time, all right? But we're still on the show together.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, then.
So, but it's amazing, right? So, Awoni has been scoring from the back end of last season consistently, but people don't own him. And you look at his goals. His goals look like as if mistakes. See the way he scored, like he had the ball, he kept tapping until so his goals they look.
Even his goal against United, some said he was trying to give Onana a foot so that they can dive. But that goal looks clumsy to me.
That's all his goals. All his clumsy.
It looks clumsy for
but he's scoring.
Yeah, scoring, but Nottingham Forest as a team, we regularly have a less than 1 XG, right?
Yeah.
and so you're almost taking a gamble that one goal is coming from Awoni, and it could come from anywhere. So I mean, it could be doing well at this point, but I don't think we should advise to go for him, to be honest.
All right.
What do you think about Spurs?
For me, I think Spurs are coming up. Maddison is doing very well based on the last game he had. He's on set pieces. He's creating chances. Yeah. Then another player also you can look at in Spurs is Kulusevski. So Kulusevski is a guy that can drive in from the right. He can assist. He can shoot. A no-go area in Spurs is Richarlison. I don't understand him. He has become an emotional player.
Yeah, and
all of a sudden he has become an emotional player.
But guess what? So it was the break for him, and he scored during the Carabao Cup, right? Wow. I mean, Scotty, you could tell that he was very happy. Did he take off his shirt? Okay, because every time he takes off his shirt,
he's allowed to go.
He's allowed to go. Hi guys.
But they still lost.
Yeah, they still lost. It was so sad. So you think Spurs against Company?
Against
Burnley. So Burnley's at home.
I think they'll win it.
Spurs will win.
Yeah, Spurs.
And
will
win for them.
Yeah, and they will win.
Okay.
And their defense look a little bit solid. With Romero, with Udogie, with who else again? Is there Pedro Porro? They are doing incredibly well.
So, Salvador.
Yes, boss.
Man City Fulham is our captain coming from there.
Without a doubt. I should have doubt.
Our captain's coming from there.
Halland, yeah, that's all I have for that team. So Man City, because of Pep roulette. So if I had Foden, I'd have kept him, right? But I won't bring his Foden this game week, and I may regret it.
People are avoiding Foden because of Pep's roulette.
So I'm just going to stick. I'm going to stick with just Halland for now. But again, if you bring someone else from City, Foden is there. And look at Walker seems to be in form right now. That's another option. But hey,
Guardiola.
No, Guardiola won't play in this game week.
What do you think? Doku will be a part. Doku, the guy they just signed.
No, I won't gamble on such players.
So I think Man City is just hovering around Alvarez, Halland, and one defender, and then maybe Foden sometimes, right?
Then it seems Grealish is the only established.
Alvarez is due for the bench very soon.
Why did you say that?
Pep. No, it's Pep.
So what I don't understand, right? And Sticky, are you there? So something I do not understand is that Brighton seems to be like your best FPL team this season, right? You have a couple of Brighton players that are the top of most points won this FPL. When you look at the top 5 or top 10 players, why are FPL players still doubting Brighton enough not to triple them?
Well, I think it boils down to preference. I mean, like, we have how many teams? 20 teams, and it's just the start of the season, and they're doing well, and even though they're conceding a lot of goals, but they're still doing well, and there are other options to pick from. I don't blame a lot of people. Sometimes it takes time for them to realize, but I mean, there's still enough time to make other plans and decisions.
I mean, Okpa, it's easy to have March, Mitoma, and Estepinian in your team, right?
Yeah.
But people are more confident in having a Saka, a Martinelli, and a Saliba in their teams.
So I think people want to move towards established players because they want points. They don't want to go about picking one differential, especially when you're in a group. If you pick a differential and that differential does not work, that means you're going down.
You're playing catch up.
You are going down. You continue playing catch up. So you want to go with the established players that you know that they can deliver.
And popular picks.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So what will you do about? I see you're wearing an Arsenal jersey, so I'm throwing this to you.
I'm not an Arsenal fan.
So, do you think?
I'm not an Arsenal fan.
I mean, I think you support a club in Spain, right?
Yeah, of course.
What club?
Barcelona.
Oh yeah. So I mean, so it's the same thing. It's Barca, Arsenal, Madrid, Man U. But I know you're different. I know you're different. So okay, so good. I'll just throw that question to Salvi because I know he's an Arsenal fan as well. Yeah. Are we avoiding Arsenal and Man U players? If we're going to have 3 players, or should we avoid them? Should we bench them?
So I have so I've sold Gabriel. Obviously not playing, and I feel he will start next game week, but I don't want gambling so much, losing value, FPL value. So I have Saka. Saka will definitely play, and I think he will score. He's had a good season so far. Rashford came good last year. Rashford came good last game week. Had 2 assists, and obviously Arsenal they struggle with clean sheets against big teams. In fact, lately we've had only 1 clean sheet against Palace away, and that's just due to a lot of discipline, sacrificing our offensive whatever. So I will keep Rashford. I'll keep Saka. If I had any defender from anywhere, I may bench defenders, right? But the attacking players will stay.
Perfect. What do you think about Liverpool, Aston Villa?
That's going to be a very tight game. For me, I have Luis Diaz. I'm still going to stick with him, and I also have Watkins. So I'll still stick with him because I believe that game both teams are going to score.
Yeah,
both teams to score. Salah, I don't have Salah. I can't afford him. I can't afford him.
You're not that rich.
I can't afford Salah. I can't afford
Salah. Salah is due a brace. Yeah, it's a brace.
I know Nunez talk like we said, right? Let's watch him again. Let's watch him again.
Although I feel he'll start next game, but he may not be coming his normal self again. So let me just watch him and see how he performs.
Okay, so let's go to captain choices. Bar Halland. Give us 2 choices. Give us 2 choices.
Halland, Salah, and Saka.
Salah and Saka. That's what Salvy said.
Yeah.
Maddison and Saka.
Maddison and Saka.
That's interesting.
So I was thinking Sterling. I was honestly thinking Sterling, and I think the Arsenal Man U game will bring out a player who scored 2 goals, right? And I think it's Jesus.
Are you sure he's going to start?
I think he will start because the speed he used to come back. I think he will start because we need. So the thing is, another discussion, but this is not an Arsenal podcast. Another discussion is Vhybez gameplay will show better with Jesus in the team. In the sense that it's harder with Nketiah because Nketiah stays in the 9, he stays in the middle, and Vhybez is meant to. So because Jesus actually drifts and goes to different places. Arsenal suffered it sometimes last season when Jesus played, because if Jesus is taken out totally, there's never somebody in the box who arrives at the time you need the person, and then Vhybez understands space. So when Jesus drifts, Vhybez can come into the space, and that's the reason why he's actually a key player to this Arsenal team. But it's going to be better with Jesus, even though Salvi has a different opinion. I know that for free. I know that for free.
But well, let's not leave it that way. So don't make an Arsenal discussion.
Exactly. So guys, so this is basically wrapping up. We've talked about our captain choices. We've talked about some differentials we could have in some of the teams and all. And then we're hitting this game week. Can somebody in our local league, an official FPL, where boys in the hood and boys that come around the studio and all of that, it's called Yard Boys. Yeah. Is there anybody in Yard Boys that would finish top 3 in game week 4? Not Agua.
One producer.
Sule FC to the world, but Sule has refused to FC the world.
What about Abinibi?
Abinibi. Won't bring coco. I think Okpe joins Yard Boys.
Yeah.
And I will wager on him that he'll be top 3 in official Naija FPL in game week 4.
Okay. We'll be here next week.
That's a nice one. Let's see how it goes.
Even
you're allowing us out to thinking this team now when it gets to this.
I believe you. So you wager 20,000. Okay, so because you're wagering 20,000, I'll wager another 50,000 that he won't be. All right, guys. So we're about to round up. But guess what? The next time we're here, the transfer window would have shut, and then it will be international game week, and then the next FPL will be in another 2 weeks time.
Okay.
So it might be long before you see us on the screens, except we're analyzing some other things that has to do with Premiership as a whole, right? Are there any transfers we're looking to? Are there teams that we think are going to buy before the transfer window closes? Are there teams we think are properly weak now and we expect them to buy? Like, for me, Manchester United, I don't see them going the whole season with the kind of team they have.
Yeah, same here. They need to fill up at least one or two defenders. Because they have injuries there. Luke Shaw, Varane, and what's the guy's name again? Maguire, obviously, is not automatic starter. So
I think they really need
they need to buy
Amrabat as
defenders.
well.
Yeah, they'll keep him, but they need to buy one or two defenders.
I think Chelsea needs to bring in another winger.
Chelsea.
Yeah, of course.
Who?
They need to bring in another winger.
Imported body available.
Modric is not really coming up.
Sticky.
Modric is not coming up.
Sticky.
And Sterling is playing very well.
Yeah,
but you know how Sterling can be.
Sticky.
I hear what Chris is saying.
Do you think we
Yeah,
should
yeah.
do because you guys don't know how to use Modric? You just bought him because
We got time for him.
Vibes on vibes.
just because that's not way for him. I don't mind. I could call Arteta and Edu tonight if you can speak to your people. So we do this deal. I'll give you Emily Smith Rowe and I will give you 50 million because I know you need money right now, right? To collect our Modric back. Is that fine? Do you think that's a good deal?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have a creative,
No.
you don't have a proper creative midfielder. Yeah, I know you use Enzo, but
It's even funny they are using Chilwell on the left wing.
yeah.
It's
So
funny.
Yeah, but recently, we've had an interest in what's his name? This Man City boy Palmer.
Palmer, yeah.
Cole Palmer, yeah.
We're looking to see if we can bring him to the bridge.
I have
I
speculations
hope it
that
works.
Chelsea and
You know,
City
so he can link up with Madueke.
But I mean, Siki, so you guys have spent 270 million plus on 3 non-attacking midfielders. I'm still trying to understand the plan. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money for people that cannot really assist or give you attacking returns. What's the plan?
offensive results.
I mean, I can't really tell you what the plan is.
even Sticky does not know. Even Sticky does not know.
Honestly, man, even me, I'm confused at this stage, man. You know, buying Lavia, buying Cafedo, you know. I mean, I don't know, man. I am seriously hoping
Money's there.
Modric comes in useful because, man, since this guy picked up an injury, Nkunku, I mean, I would think that was the plan, you know, moving up front, but you know,
Who picked up an injury?
Nkunku.
Christopher
We don't have a backup.
Cuckoo.
Yeah, Nkunku, yeah.
No, you have Jackson.
I don't know.
I think it's going to be the best FPL season yet.
I agree.
I think it's going to be the best Premier League season yet as well.
Yeah.
I think it's also going to be very interesting. For the first time, we really can't tell what teams will be top 4. We only know that Man City is going to finish first. And in all sincerity, we don't know who's going to be second, third, or fourth, right?
Or
Because
fifth.
I think Spurs is going to have a good run this season as well.
Definitely.
And all. And I think Liverpool is also on the way back up. I know Man U is going to get themselves at the point. Arsenal here or there, top 4. But I mean, it's just going to be a very good season. Yeah. Guys, this is where we come to an end.
Yeah.
Again, look at the screen again and follow us on our social media handles. The official Naija FPL is around the screen. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us everywhere, right?
Join our league.
We're the biggest fantasy football league in Nigeria. Take that for free. And join our league. Our league code is there as well. Join it. Please join it. It's a free league, but we give out monthly prizes. We give out weekly prizes rather for the top 3 people, the top 3 highest people, and we also give the end of the season prizes, rewards, and there's a lot. We give
10.
in hundreds of thousands
Yeah.
for the top 10 winners. So please join the league. It's no harm. It's no harm. The league code is right at the bottom of the screen. Please join it right now and join us. And then we have our WhatsApp community, our Telegram community, where we have a lot of banter and everything. Please just join us and let's all be a family, all right? Till next episode, let's see who gets to 26 and let's see who gets to 85 and let's see if it goes to get to 100, all right? I wish you all good luck.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Sign out.